Second chess video for Reddit Chess, and I think I'm going to play a perk in just some 5-minute games right now against an 1800, so a little lower rated than I usually am in 5-minute, but not too far off. So here, in my last video, I think I had the same trick, where I could just take e4 and then fork them, and if they sack on f7, which is what happened in the last game, I just have to manually castle, because I have to move my king to take the bishop. So I guess he's threatening knight g5 now. And I'm thinking about playing h6. But then after queen f3, I don't really like that as much. So I'll just let that happen. The question now is g8 or e8. Maybe e8. Or no, maybe g8, actually. And I just have to watch some stuff after like c3 or c4, c3 with queen b3 checks. But this isn't too scary for me, actually. It just took an extra move. But it's not bad. This is really similar to the last game I uploaded. And I feel like it doesn't usually happen, so it's kind of a weird instance. Alright, so now I'm going to come up with a plan. I should get my bishop into the game, I should get my knight into the game. I should play c6 or c5. c5 is going to be tough because he has so many defenders on that c5 square. I could play e5 here, or e6, e5. And bishop f5 attacks, or g4 attacks the knights. I'll play bishop g4. Seems like it does something right away. Puts a question to this knight. I have two attackers on it. If he castles, he's going into the pin, and I'm thinking about playing rook takes f3 here. And then after bishop takes, I'm hitting both his rook and knight. And both the rooks also on top of that. I need to leave this bishop on g7 to guard h6, so I have a lot of options. I could win 2 points by taking a rook. I don't even have to do anything right now, either. I could just leave it. But I like taking it, and I'm still hitting his rook. And now both my bishops are aimed at his king, so now it's definitely about time to get my knight out. And I just have to make sure nothing too scary on the king. Maybe e6 first. So he really just doesn't care about that. But I'm not scared of this attack. And I have to drop back, maybe? Yeah, I think dropping back here is the safest. And he's going to play rook takes here. Or at least he should. And, okay, so I'm up a piece. I just need to not get mated. My knight's coming to f6. My queen's coming to f8 here. And this way, he can't play rook h7. So I'll just take g6. At least I don't think. I mean, worst comes to worst. I just defend until I'm safe. So it looks like he might be trying to check me now. I like getting a pawn to e5. It's okay. My queen's defending things alright. So that was not good for me. Because I can't take her, he just mates me right there. But I'll use my knight and so can I actually take that? No. One, two. So it's not great to take there. It's a little scary for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure that was his best move. It lets my queen get really active. And now I have a lot of pawns over there. So the question is, after a5, what's my follow-up? Do I play b6? And then I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. My knight really wanted to come to c5 if he ends up on a6. Okay. I play queen to e2. And then after c4, queen b2 maybe? I think I'm good here. If he blocks with the queen, I can get away with a6, or I could just take the queen, then play knight b6, forking his king and rook. I think that's probably what... either one's really good. So I get the feeling I'm just mating him here. Oh, maybe not with this queen guarding the c4 square. I'm actually not mating him. Alright. Let's see if he wants to play again. And I'll also get a new challenge up. Alright, here we go. So maybe I'll play something a little different in this game, like a Najdorf, or just a Sicilian, depending on how my opponent plays. Now in the Najdorf, I like to play with e6, not e5. Unless they play bishop g5, this is the only line I don't do that in. In the bishop g5 lines, I'm trying to remember, I haven't played this type of... I used to play the Najdorf in tournaments, in real life, and not online. I think I played queen c... Or did I play knight d7? No, I can play e6. I play like e6, knight d7. I hold off on bishop g7. Or bishop e7, I mean. Oh, it's an early b5, actually. I wonder if I'm too late. I think I'm okay. It's an early b5 to get my bishop to b7, and I don't waste time with bishop e7 until I get in bishop b7. If he plays e5, I probably will play bishop b7. Yeah, that's it. I could also consider taking. Then when he takes me, his queen can very easily get trapped there with like a bishop b7, bishop c5 idea. So those are two different options. I think e5 would be pretty good for me. And there are lines where he takes on b5, but again, everything's defended because the bishop's on f8. It's not going to get traded off, and he might come to queen h5 here. But because my knight's on d7, he doesn't have any threats with knight takes e6 with his pin. So I'm fine in that front too. I like this opening because when he castles queenside, I get a nice attack. And it does make castling kingside a null hard for me. I can castle queenside in some of these lines. My plan right now is knight d7, then bishop b7, then castles queenside. And in one of these rare moments, I'm up on time, which is kind of nice. So he's really taking his time on this move. He's either thinking really hard about something or distracted. Oh, maybe he was thinking hard about something. You know, my gut is telling me to take this right here. Because after takes bishop b7, like what's his move? Knight takes b5. A takes b5. Yeah, that's his move. Knight takes b5, bishop takes a8, knight takes c7, check. It's kind of scary for me. Is queen c5 an option here? No, I have to worry about this rook. So after bishop b7, queen h5, it's threatening knight takes e6. After d5 is an idea, I guess. And he takes f6. D5 is okay. I have a lot of different ideas I can do, so it's a little overwhelming. Bishop b7. Let's say he plays. And what does he play? Queen h5. Then, if I take this pawn, he'll take e6. I kind of like d5, getting my bishop out, and not really giving away too much. Locking up the d file if his rook does get there. He needs these doubled f pawns, but those aren't too threatening. And I have ideas of b4 here. And bishop c5s. And bishop h6 later. So I'm going to threaten just taking the pawn right back. How does he hold it? Does he play f5? I think f5 might have been a good try. I just don't want f5 to be too scary. I'm thinking about playing bishop h6 check after f5 and then castles. Maybe bishop g7, then castles. It's going to be tough to keep my king safe on this open g-file, but I think I can do it. I think my attack started a little sooner than his did. And as long as I get my bishop to b7 and my rook to c8, or bishop d7 maybe, and then play b4, I'll get a lot of counterplay. He can play bishop d3, which is a little scary, but my knight does guard h7. So it's going to be close. So I guess I don't have to castle kingside here. I could technically play like bishop b7 and castle queenside. And play knight e4. If he plays f5, I can play e5. I was thinking about castling kingside, but on a move like g4, it just gets so scary. And I love how my two bishops cut across the board in this position. The only line I usually double fiend Shadow is in the b3 Sicilian, but this situation was like a really weird one that ended up needing it. Alright, so now after g5, knight e4. It's not as good, but it's still playable. I'm not casting kingside into this. I don't like my king just sitting in the center here. Oh, that was a pretty defensive move, I think. What about d4 now? His knight's gonna come in. What about knight e4? Takes. What about knight d7? Bring my knight over to the queen side and unlocking my bishop. We're both really low on time. Or not really low, but really slow. And we don't have a ton of time. What about knight b6, knight c4, knight b6, knight a4, or knight c5 right away? I don't like that he's a defender here, but I don't need to trade it off right away. So he's saying I can double his pawns. And I'm actually just going to keep attacking. I'm going to attack him. Oh, can I play d4 now? I'm threatening d4 here. And then he blocks and then maybe f5. He's really behind on time. I'm just gonna move fast. But I think my position's also pretty good. Bishop d3 maybe is his best try. Oh wow. Yeah, I think he's just kind of giving up a queen with hopes of some sort of checkmate, but it's not even close. He's moving really fast now. Okay, I just need to make some moves. Oh, he should take my knight there, but I just need to not lose on time here. Alright, so those were just 2 games. I'll maybe play another. Why not? I've gone black 3 times in a row, which is kind of weird. Maybe I'll try to break 1900 right now. I fluctuate a lot in Blitz from like 1800 to 1940-ish, I think. King's Indian now, so at least I get 3 different openings. Sometimes I play knight a6 lines. So I guess now will be one of those times. I don't want him to get queen d2 in. What about queen e8? And then move my knight and then play f5. My knight guards a6, so if knight b5, the knight holds on c7. Now, if he's not going to castle kingside probably, so is f5 too risky? I just don't know what else there is. All my pieces are too far back at home. I'm probably gonna take too, because f4 just locks things up too much. I can play g5 and then take. Play knight c5. think maybe knight c5 last move was an idea. And I think maybe like a g5, knight f8, knight to g6 maneuver might be okay. But he can play h4 and get a nice kingside attack. I'll get my bishop out and maybe one day play b5. I'm preparing for him to castle queenside here. I can play g5 if I need to. I imagine this b file is going to open up at some point. Whether it's me playing b6 knight c5 or me just playing b5. So he's telling me what he wants to do. I mean, where's he going to castle here? So now, I mean, I could play knight b4. How's he gonna ever boot me? He has to trade knights to do it. The knight's not doing very much on a6. This knight comes to b5, I'll probably just take it. Down quite a bit of time this one. I need to move in a little faster. And I need to, okay, so he castled kingside. I need to maybe get my bishop and knight on this side of the board into the game. So what about h5? Is there any point in doing that? No, that's pretty weakening. Pretty weakening. So I'm less scared about him attacking my king now that his king's over there. So I'm thinking about knight f8, g8, g6. He's probably going to play h4 here. I have to watch this f6 square for his knight. I'm actually okay losing that pawn, as long as I can get out of this bind. My real worry is this f6 square. And once his bishop drops back, if it comes to g5, it's something I have to keep watching for. If it comes back, okay. If he takes, I think I'm going to take with the pawn to open up my bishop. I really want to get my queen into the game, but I'm having a lot of trouble. Queen g6 is what I'm preparing for. Queen g6, maybe queen h7. And I wonder if bishop h6 was good last move. That seemed like it might have been good last move, actually. Bishop h6. At least my bishop's opened up now. Threatening queen d4. I'm not really happy with that queen trade. I'm not exactly sure why I did that. His knights are just really hard to deal with. I kind of mishandled this last one. He's up a lot of time. Pieces don't do that much. I'm looking at sacrificing here, but just don't really have much of anything at this point. If he moves his rook off it, I can sack. So my knight is just stuck. Like, it has no squares now. All my pieces are stuck, but I guess what can he really do either? Besides win on time. Seems like something he might be about to do. I forgot to watch his checks after his knight moves. My king's probably going to come to f6 in this. As he moves rook all the way down. Oh, bishop f5. I should have just gone up. I'm falling apart here. Okay. Well, that's fun. Now I need to change my settings so I can resign. So I can just move out my board a lot. Alright. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a little long, but figured I might as well play a few games. Yeah. Alright, see you next time. Bye.